And then that should be YouTube being live now. Wonderful. And why is my microphone fucking with me? Okay. Wow, that was a hassle getting all this working properly for some reason. Anyway, it appears to be good now. Oh, what I did not do was actually, let me do that, is press record on my recording devices. Okay, well that's cool. Yeah, this got off to a rough start. Just give me one of those for later. Okay, where are we? Well, this is part 6. Yeah, 6 of this project to build this low voltage box. Well, I previously built the high voltage half of these boxes, but you can go back and watch my old streams on YouTube and I guess Twitch also, although Twitch got a little fucked up along the way, so that may or may not have all the streams on it. But this is where I left off last night, and yeah, now all that's left is to wire this thing up, because there's absolutely nothing going on around back. Now, in the high voltage box, I used Wago style connectors to act as like a bus for each of the internal components. This box is quite a bit smaller, so I'm not going to have room for a whole shit ton of Wago connectors again. I mean, I would need fewer of them, but in this, I'm going to solder some of the splices together and make up other connections as I was doing before with spade terminals and, you know, those kind of terminals. You'll see what I mean. The other thing is these banana plugs. I think on the high voltage side, I actually wrapped the wire around and then drove a nut down on top of it. They actually came with these little solderable terminals that go down over these metal posts in such a way, and then that either before or afterwards you can solder a wire onto there. A little bit thin, but you know what? Actually, let me get some helping hands, because I'm going to want to put these on the ends of wires before I attach them. And I'm really going to blob a lot of solder on there to make sure that joint's good, because I'm not going to be able to fit all the strands of this 14 gauge wire through that hole, I don't think. Almost certainly not. So, I'll be right back. I'm never prepared. Well, I mean, I'm like moderately prepared. I'm far more prepared than I would have been if I didn't prepare at all. You know what I mean. Well, fuck. There they are. Get these little ass ones. These are my old, tiny little helping hands. I got more robust ones recently, but I think for those little tiny connectors, this will do the trick. So I guess I will start with the power input and then work my way around. I kind of described how this worked towards the end of the last video, and I will probably go over it again at the end of all this. Yeah, that is probably what I'll do. Now, I think I'm going to do the common first, like the negative, because that's a much simpler arrangement of circuitry. In fact, it only has 4 connection points. I got to connect to this too. It goes there, 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 and there. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Can I no, oh yeah, it is common. I did check that. Is it common? Let me just actually double check that. What I'm thinking is I forgot if this variable power supply that's DC to DC, if the 2 negatives are in fact common. And I can't really see the labels. I do believe, yeah, the 2 negatives are on the inside. Actually, I can take this terminal block off. That made a, oh, there, I can see the label now. Yes, the 2 negatives are in the center, and I bet they are in fact common, which would be a huge plus, because then I can just common all these black wires together and not really worry about that. Oh, they're not. Oh, motherfucker. That's actually something of a problem that I did not foresee. Well, if this box isn't active, I don't think tying the common on the output back into there would be a problem necessarily. Oh yeah, but if that's tied to there though. Well, I do have double pole switches. I may have just fucked up slightly because I really thought those two were in fact common to each other. And yeah, not so much. Okay. I don't know if they can be common. Like, I don't know if that would actually cause an issue because I'm not sure exactly how this power supply works. So, I mean, I could take over the double pole switch that I want to use for the power LED and just omit the power LED completely, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, I guess. And use one of these for the input, one for the output. And then just sort of cut out this sticker. Yeah, that might be what I'll do, actually. Because the power LED is not really critical to this whole thing, that's just a little bonus. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. In retrospect, I would have ordered like a 4-pole switch, if I could even get one in decent form factor. Well, I don't have to switch the input negative. That's fine. I could just test it to see what happens if I common the two negatives. Well, that's got to be bad news. Well, I could power it up and just look for a voltage differential between the two negatives. And if there's 0 volts between them, I'd probably be okay just commoning them up. I don't want to risk fucking up that power supply, though. Well, how bad is it if I backfeed power into this? Like if I just switch the input side of it and leave the output. Yeah, but that could sink current, and I don't know how much current, and the whole point of this box is to accurately measure the current draw of the load that's on this whole apparatus. Shit, because my idea was I was so sure those were common, and I could just leave those connected to the entire, all the negative terminals, and then use the double pole switch to both switch the input and the output on and off to just take it completely out of circuit on that side. Yeah, so I think that's what I'll do. I'll use one of these switches for the input side, one for the output side, and then realistically they both have to be flipped on and off at the same time. Sorry, that was my phone. Alright. So yeah, I'm going to take over this bottom switch for that. I'm going to cut out this label so it doesn't say power LED on it anymore. And then the variable PSU at least is labeled right in the middle. So that'll be fine. I mean, the power LED was only meant to be just an indicator that power is coming into the box that I could switch on and switch off when I didn't want it drawing current. But effectively, if I turn on the variable PSU, it'll light up and it'll serve as an indicator that power is coming into the box. So I think that's okay. Sort of suboptimal, but not bad. Yeah. Okay, so I gotta heat up the soldering iron, but in the meantime, I'm gonna go from there to there, and then from there to there. I need that to split off 2 ways to go there and there. So I think this banana post will act as a splice point for a bunch of wires. Maybe I can use multiple of these little terminal things and screw them all down together like that and do it like that. Because I do have spares of these from connectors that I haven't used yet. Although I don't know that I want to waste them, but I also don't like, I mean, I could just solder everything together and just be like, fuck it. I kind of like the idea of having it be rearrangeable by having each of these leads attached to their own connector. Okay, what I'm trying to do, since you couldn't see it, is just get that out of the box. Yeah, wonderful. And you know what, while I'm over there, let me grab my green tea. Oh yeah, that's some green-ass green tea. With matcha. Okay, soldering iron's up to temperature. That's great. And now I gotta figure out where my wire strippers are first. Oh, there they are. And this can be very short because it's going to go from the power jack to the banana plug. Yeah. Actually, I want it a little bit long so I can maneuver it in the box. So that's definitely going to be longer than necessary. Let's go even a little longer than that. Yeah. Ugh, I don't like these wires. The insulation is so like spongy on these. I mean, I shouldn't say I don't like the wires. They're fine. Just don't like the makeup of the insulation quite as much as I maybe otherwise would have. So here you can see the problem. All of these strands are definitely not fitting through that tiny hole, even if I twist them up real good. But I would wager like most of them will, and the others will wrap around. And oh, actually, oh, well, fuck me. I was completely wrong, but that's actually great news, because I'd rather they all fit through there. Now, if I tin that first, that would definitely not fit, because that just kind of corkscrewed in there. So, yeah, just do one of those. I'm going to helping hands it. And let me just turn that down so you guys can see. Get my brass wool, which isn't brass, but you know, whatever, close enough. And some solder. I will go with slightly thicker solder on this one. Okay. Tin the tip a little. You can't even see that, but trust me, it's done. Clean it off. And then this thing's probably going to take a little bit of time to heat. Let me just put a little solder just to bridge onto there. Get the heat transferring nice and efficiently. Oh yeah. Got the insulation bubbling up good, but yeah, that's going to be a nice solid connection, I think. Not like excessive solder. I probably could have put more, but it's definitely... Yeah, it's definitely a nice connection. Cool. And then from the banana plug, I just basically have to make up 3 of those leads of varying lengths. Oh, the only problem is, wait, I'm an idiot. Because I would really need to, when I turn this power supply on, I'd really have to disconnect the connection going from here to there as well. But this isn't a double throw switch, it's just double pull. Well, the input for this can be, I think, perpetually commened. That shouldn't be a problem. Alright, so I don't need to switch that. Eesh. No, you know, I'm kind of fucked here, actually. Because really what I need to do is when I turn the switch on and off, I need to toggle this one on in one direction and then off in the other, and then this on and then off in the other direction. So you know what, maybe I have to go back to my original question, which is, can I just common those 2 terminals and hope this thing doesn't blow up? So I think that is the question that preoccupies our people, Captain. It's a Star Trek 6 reference of all things. Yeah, let me go get a power supply for this and do some testing. can't believe those are just not straight up common to each other. Like, I guess it's an isolated power supply, so the output is isolated from the input, although I don't see a transformer on here. Yeah. It's very weird. Is there just, like, a modicum of resistance between those two? That wouldn't be good, though, I guess. Yeesh. 2.4 mega ohm. It doesn't bode well for just tying those together, but that would make my life a hell of a lot easier. Alright, one moment please. Gotta go get a power supply and some connectors. I am really not happy with myself for not foreseeing that as an issue. But I guess it's better I foresaw it as an issue at this juncture rather than after assembling the whole device and then just causing the power supply to blow up and then going back to square one. Let me just grab this thing. Yeah, it's nice and heavy. Okay. There's not really enough room here, and let me just switch to there. Okay. Nice big fat power supply. Get that plugged in. And I need my small screwdrivers. Oh yeah, this is when I'm supposed to put on the terrible background music that I've been using. Oh, my screwdrivers are right in front of me. Woo. Okay. So, let me see if this gets at least a halfway decent view of this. Out of focus, that's for sure. There, well, that'll be good enough, I think. All right. Output is off, so I can fuck around with this all I want. Some screwdriver action. All right, input negative is in the middle. Screw that in there. These are some cheap-ass rising clamp-esque terminals. I mean, I guess they are rising clamp terminals, they're just shitty. But this little power supply device was pretty cheap. This is a much thicker gauge wire. And it's all fudged up from previous use. Maybe I should just tin this as long as I got the soldering iron on. Fuck it, it went in there. This doesn't have to be a great connection. It just has to be a connection. Okay, so now we should be able to see this thing powering up. Make sure it's on plus 25 volts. And all right. We'll max it out at, I don't know how much this device needs to run. Why don't you want to increment? There we go, 20 volts. That's fine. Okay, so I mean the screen's really dim, but it is powered on. And let me turn the output of this on. So it's outputting 18 volts right now. Well, 18.47 to be exact-ish. And let me switch back to the overhead view. I just want to see if there is any voltage differential between those two inner terminals. Yeah. Oh my god. Hold this steady. See, there's nothing between them. Should I test it under load? That is the question. Or should I just... Yeah, I guess I should test it under load. I mean, it's got a voltage coming out. I mean... Because I don't see what the harm can really be in tying those together. Let me turn the output off on the power supply. You know what? It is time for action. I'm just going to be bold. This thing's current limited, so what I'm going to do is actually, let's put the meter on amps, DC amps, and yeah, I'm going to turn the output back on. Turn the output of this back on. And then see if there is any current flowing between those two inner terminals. There's like a... Wait. Shit. It's like 1/10 of a milliamp. Which, I mean, is probably fine. But under load, who knows? Fuck. Oh man, I'm so boned because the entire design of this just went under the assumption that every single negative terminal would be common all the time. All right. Let me try one other thing, just satisfy my own curiosity. I want to see what happens if I change the negative over, or the common over to, I mean, I hesitate to call it the common because it's not really common between these, the input and output on this. So that'd be a little bit of a misnomer. But let me put this into the output negative terminal and see if the device powers up. Which I kind of doubt it will, but... Oh, it does. Well, that's a good sign. Although the output voltage is slowly rising. I know it's really hard to see, but it's now at 0.4 volts. That's probably not good. The input current is not rising, though. And then what happens if I now short those two out? Does that voltage go back down to 0? No, it continues to rise. And now it's... Nah, that's not good. Alright. So yeah, I will not just be tying those together. What if I stuck a diode between them? No, because then I don't want a diode in the circuit either anyway, and I don't think that would help. Just talking, just brainstorming here. Okay. What I need are double throw switches. Let me see what I have in the way of double throw switches. I don't think I have anything good. I think I have tiny little, like, tiny low current switches. Single pole double throw, which doesn't really help me. Double pole double throw, no. I have tiny low current switches. Damn. Damn. Now watch as I silently consider my options. I mean, I could just wire it up and leave out this, for now, the voltage regulator, the variable PSU, because it's not strictly speaking necessary for the project that I have in mind for these boxes. It was sort of a whole side quest, just like to make this a little more feature rich, because I happen to have it. So I figured I might as well use it. So what I can do is for now just wire it up. I'm going to just wire these switches anyway with screw terminals, so I can always swap them out pretty easily in the future. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, is just for now omit this completely, which kind of sucks because that's going to be a really cool feature of this. But just temporarily, so yeah, I'll just move that back a little bit. Okay, so now though, I am good for commenting all the negatives. And I will implement the power LED then as I planned. Yeah. Totally. Okay, so then I need a relatively long jumper to go from there to there. And let's zoom in a bit. Oops. Or I just want to stop this stream for now, order what I want off Amazon, and then pick this up when I can get it done correctly. I think I may just do that. And then I'll probably just hide this aborted stream on YouTube, because like, this is just a waste of time. It's like a waste of everyone's time. Man. Come on. Transfer your heat. Yeah, I think I may officially declare this a temporary clusterfuck. Order some... I mean, I doubt I can get a 4-pole double throw switch that'll fit in here and be the right form factor for the surface of the box. That would be ideal, so I can completely cut this thing in and out. And then this way I can just wire it up correctly in the first place, because it's not like I'm in a huge hurry for this. So, yeah, you know what? This stream was just a grand waste of time. Ah, well. I will now end the stream.